Life was just a mistake. Feel the energy from miles away. We can go deep or ride the wave. You don't have to live inside the palace.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, welcome to another paint with me video. Today we're going to be watching me do a commission painting for one of my good friends. And if you're new to my channel, consider like, commenting, and subscribing. Stay tuned, and I'm just gonna narrate through this video about my process a little bit and how I got started with this, and just take you guys through the journey of my mistakes, my frustrations, and so on and so forth. So stay tuned. So throughout this video, you guys are going to see my hair change multiple times, and that's because I worked on this probably over the course of like a month or so. So it's like every now and then I would work on it, obviously. So ignore that. I'd go from raggedy to non-raggedy. But anyways, in this clip, you can see me starting with her hair. And I did start with the darkest colors first because she does have highlights in her hair. And right here with this part where I'm doing the parts that are dangling her face, you guys, it gave me the hardest time. I think that was the hardest part of this painting for me, actually. My favorite part, of course, is her face, like her lips, and then when I get into like highlighting her face and doing the pink highlights, which you guys will see soon in the coming clips. But her hair, man, like just trying to get the colors to ombre and trying to figure out how to do the swirls. Oh my gosh, you guys, the hardest time. So, but let's go ahead and enjoy these clips of me building up her hair. And what I definitely had to learn was it's layers on top of layers on top of layers until like you get it right. I think one of the greatest things about being an artist, especially being like a self-taught artist, is just kind of learning the process, you know, just going through it, learning that you have to build. And even though it gave me a hard time with her hair, sometimes I'll just move on. So like right now I'm moving on to her eyes, and I'm gonna give her eyelashes and just, you know, move on to another part, let the paint dry, and just work my frustrations out on something else. So it's just like you just move on. When something's giving you a hard time, move on. The next part of this painting, she was holding this pink flower, and I definitely wanted to keep this painting kind of loose. She actually requested a looser painting, so she wanted herself, like her image, to be loose as well. And I didn't really capture that with her body, like her actual face, but I did try to keep everything else kind of loose. Even though I did go into detail, I didn't like super hyper detail it. So right here, you guys are just watching me paint this flower and just give it different pink tones, and this flower was really pretty too. So I'm gonna use these same pinks, and I'm gonna be highlighting her face in certain, so it's gonna be like a reflecting pink light that you guys are gonna see come out into the painting. It's just so satisfying watching like the pinks go into like the painting. So now I'm gonna just detail the gold. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I love gold highlights in painting. I like gold details. She had a whole bunch of chains on, so I just right here, I'm just adding it on with my gold. It's a marker, a paint marker. I got this from Michael's. It really gave it a nice touch. As we go into the sunflowers, so these sunflowers, I did end up changing them up. It wasn't part of her original picture, but I wanted to add something to the picture because as you guys can see, the original picture is kind of like her whole body, but I didn't want to put her whole body on here, so I decided to just add in some sunflowers to the side and, you know, just go in, detail the sunflowers a little bit. So that's what you guys are going to see in this portion of the video. Now here I am going back into the hair. As you can see, I covered it up basically with the black paint because, like I said, this is gonna be layers. So wasn't able to fit like the whole time lapse of me doing her hair because like her hair really took me a long time, like for real. So yeah, man, I started to add in yellows and more like the burnt umber, orange, brown, and I just kind of just kept mixing it and making swirls and just kept going because this, I'm telling you guys, this was layers. So, and I was super frustrated. Like I was not satisfied with her hair at all. So, but I mean, the finished product I did end up loving, but it was a journey to get there. So yeah. One of the cool things about this painting, I would say, is her lace shirt. And I wasn't able to fit in I'll probably put it on the side of the screen actually, of me doing the lace shirt. But yeah, I put a tattoo underneath it. I think that came out pretty cool. So in this clip, I'm going to be changing that leaf. I didn't like the stems. I didn't like the leaf. And she didn't either. So I decided before I finished off, I would change it up. So that's what you guys are going to see me do right here. I'm going to be basically changing that leaf and rearranging the whole thing. So that's part of being an artist, is like fixing mistakes that you make, or just not necessarily mistakes, but just before you finish off, going through and changing things up, you know? So that's what you guys are watching me do right here. Again, one of my favorite parts of painting is doing these like gold highlights with these gold markers. I like the gold outline. It really adds a whole different like touch to the paintings, and I feel like it just really makes it pop. So one of my favorite parts, guaranteed for sure. So the very last thing I'm going to do with this painting is drip some paint. And I love this detail that I decided to add. It really gave it, you know, a nice balance. So if you guys enjoyed this paint with me, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.